My old address is 10 minutes from here.
Yeah, everything.
It should look like it's very, which is obviously easy versus like if we're driving like 20-25 minutes out every fucking direction, that would suck.
Yeah, that shit would be whack.
And this whip is good on gas, yo.
Facts.
Like hella good on gas. And I think last time I was here, 2014, it was like me, Mike, Sharita. Sharita had her dude at that time, and Mike had his girl at that time. And both of them niggas like low key single now, like they parted ways with them. Word. I'm single too, nigga.
Hey, single squad.
Right.
You used to live out here?
This Brian, it's my old spot.
This track is mad smooth.
This a male softball league, bro. They're going hard.
Oh, you said it's a male softball league?
Yeah. Tampa. Oh no, that's the truth joke.
Yeah. And this cat moved out here.
Yeah,
that was so lit, yo. So rap name L-quote, like quote what I say, aka Picasso Fuego, young Picasso, born in Houston, Texas, raised in Hampton, Virginia. Merrimack Elementary, Davis Middle School, Bethel High School, graduated, joined the Armed Forces in the Air Force, did 2 enlistments and an extension. After I got out, I went directly to Florida. One of the first guys that I actually met in Florida was Mad Smooth, music, and ever since then, the dynamic has been there, you know, kind of like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade.
Smooth pulled up
Kobe
to that
and Shaq, Michael Jordan,
Norfolk, Virginia, now we feeling like we made it. Hampton homecoming.
And just crashed in the living room, man. Dog, like, I think her dad was was a retired Air Force, but he was disabled.
Oh shit.
But when I told him I was going to the Air Force, like, he loved me immediately. And like he trusted me to the point where he would just go upstairs and let me chill with his daughter like in the living room.
That's wildin'.
Bruh. And we would get it in on the flow. So I didn't start off with El Quo. My first rap name, what's funny is my cousin Arioso Legato, he actually produced Champagne Fillin', and he actually produced a song called The Rhythm that was on my last album, The Last International Playboy. So when he was producing, before I was really old enough to really get out there solo-wise, he gave me a rap name called Lavucci. And what's funny, it was a clothing line by the name of Davucci, and he gave me Lavucci. And what's funny, I think he was just kind of joking around. Fast forward, he saw me making music, he was so impressed with me, and we started making music from there. And my rap name at that particular time frame was probably Status Quote. Dropped the status, kept the quote, and then kept my initial of my first name. But in high school, in Bethel High School, if you know me, I was known as a battle rapper. So my battle rap name was Piranha throughout those years when it came to music at that time. Smooth, I live right there.
25?
Check it out, right now. My aunt lived right in that joint.
33.
Nigga, my grandmother's sister lived in 41 through 44, nigga.
God damn. Y'all niggas
Crazy,
had the whole
bruh.
fucking
The whole block,
yeah.
bruh.
When it comes to songwriting, I love talking about stories. I love literally speaking about what's going on in my life at that time frame. Depending on the concept, you know, I may have to pull from past experiences and reliving certain moments. One thing that Nas does is Nas is like a street poet. So Nas really, when he was coming up, he was kind of reporting what he kind of saw in the hood. So a lot of times it may not have been his story. Many elements though, because you got the ciphers, which is an element. You got freestyling, which is an element. You got songwriting, which is an element. You got to know how to really make great music, which is what I'm always focused on perfecting. And then when I think about like, you know, being in the club is one thing, having a dope club record where, you know, you've had a long day, you've had a long week, you know, you just want to have fun and dance. And you got those times in your life where it's just you. You know, you got records that you can constantly replay back and you can relate to, and they actually get you through a lot of, you know, stress in life.
So, do you remember the first song you made?
I think it was a song called, might have been called Squash MCs. And Squash MCs is basically just me being competitive, showcasing my lyrical skills, and kind of just coming at other rappers, nobody in particular, but I always understood at a young age how competitive rap was, and it's very synonymous to basketball. My favorite era, probably the early 2000s. You know, when you think about when Nelly was hot, when Jay-Z and Rock La Familia was hot, M was fresh, so M was really doing his thing, and that's when 50 Cent came out with G Unit. That era right there is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, when you listen to the Blueprint, when you listen to Get Rich or Die Trying, when you listen to the Marshall Mathers LP, like it just really takes you back to a time in your life that is just so nostalgic. Ever since I started writing music, up until being in Bradfield right over here, locked in my room, grandmother leaving me alone, I'm writing. Those are battle rhymes I'm writing. But even after the military, like after I get off, I'm writing. Even today, like after my job is done, I'm writing. You know what I mean? When I'm driving to the job, I'm listening to beats, I'm thinking of concepts, you know, so some of my fondest memories in music, one in particular, and this was actually when I was active duty in the military in Colorado. There was this tech sergeant that worked in the finance department, and he got wind of my music, took a liking to me, loved it, and he let his son hear it, which was dope. So his son heard it, loved it, and we had a unit cookout or function that his son was at, and his son was low-key kind of starstruck. You know, he wanted to meet me, but didn't have the courage to meet me. And I was a lot younger at that time, so that was new for me, fresh for me. But that moment really kind of shifted my mentality of, wow, my gift for music is a lot more powerful than I ever even thought. So obviously, I went up to the kid, showed the kid love, etc. So just imagine my position, just imagine that tech sergeant's position, and just him kind of bridging that gap between me and that youth. Yeah, so my last album was actually dropped in 2014. So within 5 years, I've actually had a couple of mixtapes, a lot of collaborations, a lot of singles that I dropped throughout the year. I conduct myself as if I am signed to a major label based on how they put music out there. Now, my most recent project that I'm working on right now is called 7, produced by Mad Smooth Music and Esoteric. And I don't want to really, because it's not out yet, so I don't want to give off the idea behind it. I think once you hear it, you'll love it. But one thing I will tell you is that I love numbers in a sense. And then my area code in Hampton being 757, that was a part of that particular name. The album will only have 7 songs as well. And you're gonna absolutely love it, trust me.